Okay guys, after cleaning all parts, you can start the reassembly. Okay? Begin to install the new front pump bushing. Use a piece of plastic. Okay. Then install the front oil pump seal using a part of wood to prevent damages. Okay. Return the pump body. Lubricate with transmission fluid the driven gear. Lubricate its housing. And install the driven gear in the pump body. Then lubricate the drive gear. Install the drive gear with the tapered down. Lubricate with transmission fluid. Make sure that the gear turns correctly. Okay. In the stator support, replace the two bushings if necessary. Check that the spring and ball valve here are clean with not build up residue. Lubricate the stator support and install it in the pump body. Install the 5 bolt. And tighten them between 12 and 20 feet-pound. Install the 4 sealing ring on the stator support. make sure that the correctly locked, like this. Do the same for the 3 others. In the high reverse clutch, lubricate and install the inner seal. Install the outer seal in the piston. Lubricate the piston. And carefully press it on the drum. Make sure that the piston can move freely on the drum. Install the spring . The retainer . And using this homemade tool, compress the spring to install the retainer snap ring. Like this. And carefully install the snap ring to block the retainer spring and the spring. Carefully release the spring. Soak the friction disc in transmission fluid for 15 minutes. In the high reverse clutch, install a steel plate against the piston. Install a friction disc against the steel plate. Alternately install a steel plate and a friction plate. Equal to your original clutch pack. Then install the thick plate, pressure plate, and the selective snap ring. Check the clearance between the pressure plate and the selective snap ring. The clearance should be between 0.050 and 0.071 inch. .050 and 0.071. Now you have finished on the high reverse clutch. In the forward clutch, install the inner O-ring. Install the outer piston seal. Make sure that the ball can move freely. Okay. Soak the piston in transmission fluid. Then install it and press carefully in the drum. Make sure that the piston can move freely in the drum. Install the steel pressure ring in the groove. The reverse piston Belleville spring, and install the non-selective snap ring. The difference soak the friction disc in transmission fluid for 15 minutes. Install the forward pressure plate against the Belleville spring. Install a friction plate against the pressure plate and alternately install a steel plate and a pressure plate equal to your original clutch pack. Yeah, equal to your original clutch pack. Then install the thick pressure plate and the selective snap ring. Check clearance between the pressure plate and the snap ring. The clearance should be 0.025 or 0.050 inch. 0.025 or 0.050 inch. And now you have finished on the forward clutch. Install the two seal on the intermediate piston servo. Lubricate the piston with transmission fluid. Then carefully press the piston in its cover. Carefully press the piston and check that it moves freely. Okay. Install the intermediate servo spring. Lubricate the piston. Install the new gasket cover. Install the servo cover and the piston assembly into the case. Install the 4 bolt. Then tighten the 4 bolt between 16 and 22 feet-pound. In the other side of the tranny, the low reverse return spring, lubricate the servo piston and seal. Install the piston in the tranny. Install a new seal on the low reverse piston cover. Lubricate the seal with transmission fluid. Then install the cover on the case with the 4 attaching bolts. Tighten the 4th screw between 16 and 22 inch-pound. Between 16 and 22 feet-pound. Place the manual shaft seal into the case. Lubricate the manual shaft and place it inside the tranny. Install the inner lever on the manual shaft. And lock with the nut. Check that it works correctly. Okay. Torque the nut between 12 and 16 feet-pound. Okay. Downshift lever. Install the low reverse adjusting screw, the low reverse band adjusting screw. Install the O-ring downshift. The downshift lever and the nut. Install the outer clutch one-way race in the tranny. Align with the hole and attach with the 6 bolt. Lubricate the trash washer and place on the parking gear. Place the parking gear on the case. Insert the parking pole shaft. And slide the parking pole over the shaft. Install the spring press the oil tube in the governor distributor sleeve. Install the distributor sleeve over the parking pole and slide the tube in the tranny. Carefully push the distributor in place. Install the 4 attaching screws. Then tighten screw between 12 and 20 feet-pounds. Inside the tranny, lubricate and install the trash washer. Lubricate the trash washer. Install the one-way clutch spring assembly into the outer race and carefully install the inner one-way clutch race with the polished machine face against the trash washer. Install all the spring in the cage. Carefully install them. Install the one-way clutch roller one at a time until the 12 rollers are in position. Check, then the one-way clutch inner can move freely. Soak the low reverse band in transmission fluid for 15 minutes. Install the low reverse band in the transmission and center it in the case. Install the large low reverse anchor strut and the low reverse band adjusting screw. The band adjusting screw should be fit in the hole of the wide anchor strut. Install the apply strut against the piston servo and the band, the low reverse band. Install the low reverse clutch drum The low reverse band should be loose, okay, to fit the clutch in the case. Lubricate the drum, the inside of the drum, and install the truss washer. Then install the truss washer and lubricate the truss washer. On the output shaft, install the 3 oil ring on the governor distributor. And the last, check the oil ring for free rotation in the ring groove and lubricate them with transmission fluid. Carefully install the output shaft in the tranny. Rotate the case front and up. Check that the output shaft is fully seated in the low reverse drum. Install the reverse ring gear and hub. And install the snap ring on the output shaft. Make sure that the snap ring is correctly seated in its groove. Lubricate the bottom of the reverse Planetary carrier. Install the truss washer. Lubricate the truss washer and install the reverse Planetary carrier over the output shaft. Lubricate the top of the reverse Planetary carrier and install the truss washer and lubricate the truss washer. Lubricate the bottom of the front Planetary carrier and place the number 4 truss washer. Lubricate the washer install the front Planetary carrier into the forward clutch, ring gear and hub. Lubricate the Planetary and hub. On the forward clutch, lubricate and install the number 3 truss washer. install the front Planetary carrier in the forward clutch. Align all steel plate and friction plate. Install the forward clutch assembly in the high reverse clutch, taking care to align the friction plate. Okay, and install the input shell and sun gear assembly over the forward clutch assembly. And lock the tabs of the high reverse clutch into the input shell, like this. Slowly lower the gear train into the case until the input shell sits on the number 6 truss washer. Like this. Install the input shaft in the gear train. Soak the intermediate band in transmission fluid for 15 minutes. Install the intermediate band in the case. Install the servo. The servo applies strut against the band and install the servo, apply strut against the band and the servo. On the front pump, lubricate. Install the washer and lubricate the washer. Place a new paper gasket on the case. Lubricate the oil ring. Install a selective truss washer. Lubricate the truss washer and carefully install the pump in the transmission. Lock the pump with 2 screws. Tighten the screw. On the governor, remove the snap ring. The snap ring, the washer, the spring, and the valve. On the other side, remove the retaining plate, the spring, and the valve. Okay, clean all parts. Clean all parts before reassembly. Lubricate the valve. And install it in the distributor. Install the spring and press the spring with finger and install the returning plate. Place the spring correctly against the returning plate. Okay. Lubricate the valve. And install the valve in the governor. Install the spring, the washer against spring, and install the snap ring. Make sure that the snap ring is correctly seated on its groove. Check that the valve can move freely. Lubricate the vacuum modulator valve and install it in the case. Install the vacuum modulator rod. Put a new gasket on the modulator valve. And fit the vacuum modulator in the case. Carefully slide the governor over the output shaft and using the attaching bolt fit the governor on the governor distributor sleeve. Tighten the governor screws between 80 and 120 inch-pound. On the tail housing, install the new rear bushing, taking care that the hole is aligned with the oil groove. You can use a press, or in this case I use a piece of plastic to prevent damages. Then install a new seal. Use a piece of wood to prevent damages. Place a new paper gasket and place the tail housing on the case. Install the attaching bolt. And tighten all the extension housing attaching bolt. Torque to 28-40 feet-pound. Now on the tranny, install the valve body, taking care to align the shifter lever and the downshift lever. Not so easy. Okay. Install the bolt and the long bolt here behind the filter. Check that the shifter lever is correctly seated and the downshift lever too. Tighten the bolt to 10 feet-pound. Check that the shifter lever works correctly and that the kickdown lever works correctly. Okay. Install a new oil pan gasket. The oil pan install the bolt and tighten the bolt to 12-16 feet-pound. And now adjust the band like this, okay? To the intermediate band, tighten to exactly 10 feet-pound. Okay, then turn back exactly for 1 3/4. One 1 1/2, 1 3/4. Install the lock nut carefully, not to turn with the okay. On the low reverse band, tighten the adjusting screw to 10 feet-pound, then back off exactly 3 turns. 1 2 and 3. Insert the lock nut. Carefully place the bell housing place the 7 bolts and tighten the bolt to 20 feet-pound. And now you have finished to rebuild your tranny. Thank you guys.